Around here, this is more than a game. It's family, it's culture, it's legacy. A community that understands the work, respects the grind, and honors the journey. From the hardwood to the highlight moments, to every player chasing greatness. This is where passion grows, where fans become family, where standards are protected, where women's basketball lives. Welcome to Everybody Loves Juju 12.
What's up, everybody? I'm back. It's your girl, Everybody Loves Juju. Talks hoops. What's going on, D? You're on time. Finally. You know, I'm excited. Like I had to just let this kind of sink in, the news of what's going around Trojan Nation. And you guys have no idea. Coach G is an elite recruiting coach. She's an elite coach, period. And I'm not gonna hold back. I'm coming with a different energy. I'm coming with a different, because I've been kind of like laid back with you guys, and I need to let y'all know, like, on the real, I know what it is. I know what we're building. I know where we're trending. I knew it all. I knew it last year. You knew that I knew that. And I'm just here really like to talk hoops a little bit. I'm gonna lay some stuff down. I'm gonna come back up and might talk about something else. But social media is trending. Like we're on other teams' fans' minds. And I said, if we're not at that level, if we're not important, why even tweet? Why are we living rent free in your mind? Like, do you agree? Why do we live rent free in your heads if we're not a threat? Because we are a threat. And if we don't know it, you'll soon know. That's why and I'm gonna be using that name frequently. I call them the Avengers. They're gonna be back ready to avenge all losses. Okay? All losses. So buckle up, get ready. All you're gonna hear is the USC Trojan and the USC Trojan women's basketball. Breaking news, we also got a 6'8" out of St. John Bosco High School, Christian Collins, I believe his name is. Even the men are rebuilding. We got the number one recruiting class in football. Trojans is back on the map. It's just like the title said, the motto is the place to be. USC is the place to be, period. And if you want to come discuss it, or you think you want to come in my chat and you want to discuss that, come with some facts. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna brag. I'm gonna brag, and I'm bragging. We picking up 6'4" Sarah Okeke out of Spain, the MVP of the International U of 18. Sarah Okeke is exactly the piece of the puzzle that we're missing. You goddamn right. Thank you. And if you don't know, now you know. This is the place to be. Right now, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't done so already and you're not following me, follow me, because I'm going to keep talking my shit. I'm going to keep popping my collar. You got to be crazy. Juju Watkins is the National Player of the Year, and it ain't even close. I ain't even close. She's the best player in basketball, period. Kennedy, best lockdown defender in basketball, period. Jazzy, the best freshman in college, period. Sanaya, best high schooler, senior this year. Sanaya Hall, period. Taya from Australia, Aussie, period. And yes, I want to keep all of my Trojans. I want to go 15 deep if we have to. Everybody that put in the work and is a true Trojan, if you decide to leave, if you decide to get in the portal, boom, off you go. I won't even discuss it. I won't even mind. But if you stay, you've earned it. You've earned the right to be a Trojan for life. And I'm with you. We down with you. And we haven't even got to, finishing up with the portals or recruiting. We have been crowned by ESPN the number one recruiting class as of yesterday when Sarah Okeke signed. We are here just exactly as Coach G and as the Trojan family predicted. The silver lining of it all is that, hey, Juju got to heal up. She got to get her body, reset her body. And when she comes back, she's going to be playing around a group where It's just going to be fun basketball. If you from Los Angeles and you were around, or you know from YouTube, Showtime Lakers, it's Showtime, baby. It is going to be Showtime in Galen and wherever we go. She brings out people wherever she goes. There's fans of her wherever she goes. And if you're watching close enough, you're going to fall right in love with the rest of the Trojan fam. The kids say, what do the kids say? We got the face cards, we got the talent, we got the coaches and coaching staff. That's elite coaching, baby. Recruiting is elite coaching. Recruiting, and like I always say about Coach Lindsay, she does more with less. But this time, she's going to have more on top of more. Okay, we're going to have McDonald's All Americans. We're going to have All Americans. Like, you about to see the, you know, you're seeing what's in the pipeline, but you about to see that pipeline bust. Pressure makes diamonds, baby. We want it all. We're here to stay. We're going nowhere. California kids are going to stay home. The best of the best will stay home. I'll put it that way. West Coast basketball is here and it ain't going nowhere. So if you're a Trojan fan, get on board right here at Everybody Loves Juju 12 Talk 2. Hit that subscribe button. More than that, hit that notification button so that when I do come up, you can come in this chat like Man Shy did, and you can give me a shout out, give me a like, put your comments down, tell me what you think. I would love to hear it. But let me tell you, it's Trojan for life, baby. It's USC all goddamn day. Okay, I'm popping college, Chicago. It's USC. Upcoming season, DeWitt said it's going to be lit. It's going to be lit. I will be front and center. I'm trying to see how I can get courtside, but my seats are great where I have and where I'm sitting. I mean, Galen, anywhere you sit in Galen, I think is great. It's like a family atmosphere. Like, we all like getting to know each other wherever you're sitting around. You know, it's going to be amazing. Okay, D, it's going to be amazing basketball. It's going to be fun basketball to watch. It's going to be fun, and you're going to be naturally curious, even if you're not. You know, Trojan isn't your number one team. There's a lot of Trojan Carolina fans going back and forth. Yeah, there's a lot. Yes, absolutely. They feeling the heat, because if you all that, why even pick a fight? Why even come into our? We don't go chasing your post down and comment, but you come over to ours. You come over to ours because you feeling we living rent free in your head, Chicago. I don't get LSU people doing all that. I don't get y'all doing all that. Not that I know of. You know what I mean? But hey, facts is facts. Like, I'm not a crystal ball, but my loyalty lies with the USC Trojans. It's always lied there. It's always been my number. Even when I was in college, luckily, because we were in different divisions, different conferences, I was like, I knew what I knew. I saw what I saw. The Trojan greats. So really, I'm gonna keep on going back to that. But this is a USC Trojan basketball centric channel. The title of is Everybody Loves Juju 12, or you can say 1-2, but that's because that's my nickname as well. And but Juju Watkins is my favorite player, but I love them all. Hey, so great news for me. If you don't know, Kennedy Smith is what we call a servant. She's a servant. She was a servant leader for the USC basketball.
Exactly that.
Here.
The second other,
and she had they had a contest or donation to make a donation for the Kay Yow Foundation. It was called Ken for Kay. And it hit close to home for her. It was personal for her to be a part of this as a servant leader. She did an amazing job. They went out to raise $10,000, and we made a goal. And so part of the winners, we're going to get a signed jersey of just Kennedy, or signed jersey with the whole team. So I got an email yesterday, people. But let me show you this. Let me show you this first. I want to play this for you. Let me show you. Where did it go? So let me show you. I'll blow it up. Start it over.
Ken, look what I just found.
Super cute jersey.
Oh my God, I found 3 of them.
3 of them.
What are we going to do with 3 of them?
One of them I'm going to sign myself.
You're going to sign?
Yes.
Servant leader.
Servant leader.
K for Kay, Ken for Kay.
Exactly that. The other 2, I'm going to have the whole team sign.
The whole team, the whole squad.
Whole squad.
Every Trojan is going to sign. Are we going to give these away for free?
No.
No, we ain't giving these away for free. We are playing for Kay. We are beating cancer up over here. So if you could kindly donate $100 or more, you are eligible to be in a raffle. We're going to pull your name, and if you're the lucky winner, you will get either a Ken for Kay or the whole squad for Kay. And if you have already donated, do not worry. We have a record of that with Play for Kay. So anybody who has donated 100 or more, we're about halfway there. We want to get 10 grand, guys. We're about 5,000. Can you give us $100 and get a chance to get this? Fight on.
Link in the bio.
Link in the bio. Link in the bio. So what I did is right away when I saw it, it was something that was near and dear to my heart. I had a friend recently last year that was diagnosed, and at the time she wasn't working. And so, having medical insurance, having to make the visits, you never know where you're going to land or how things will turn out for you. It was targeted, this money for under privileged or underfranchised or people who may need help with getting to their treatments, receiving, like deductibles and things like that they need for their chemo or their exams and things like that. So the goal was for $10,000. I made a donation, walked away from it. Then think about it. I checked on Kay Yow. I remember Kay Yow as a coach. I'm old enough to remember that. And I remember Kay Yow as a coach. And I remember her team around the time when Jim Valvano was coaching, and she was at North Carolina State. And by the way, years later, Beth Burns was an assistant under her. So it was a lot of things going involved. And when I found out that Kennedy's father succumbed to cancer, it really touched me. I lost my mother, not to cancer, but I lost my mother this year. And I know what it's like to not have a parent in your life. So one night I said, okay, I was trying to think of a charity anyway this year that I wanted to donate to. So checkbook out, but did what I did. So yesterday I got an email from Beth Burns, CC and Ken, CC and the CEO of the Kay Yow Foundation, stating that I'm a winner. And when they get back, they're on their way to South Carolina. And when they get back, they're going to mail me my Kennedy signed jersey. And as you know, if you follow me closely, you see that Ken and I have connected, and at games, after games, I try to speak to her, pour into her, get a hug from her. First time I did it this year, I knew I was back in town, and I said, I'm going to be at every one of your games, and I see you, Kennedy. I don't know why I'm saying this. It was just on my heart to tell her, I see you. I see you, and I know who you are, and I know what you're doing out there, and I know how valuable and important you are to the Trojans. And from then on, like, the energy and the connection has just been there. I got my I had a red Kennedy jersey, a Cardinal that I hadn't gotten signed, but God bless me. God bless me. I'll have a Kennedy pink jersey signed by Kennedy Smith, and I just want to thank the Trojan family, staff, and Kay Yow Foundation for selecting me as a winner. And when I get it, I'll show you. Okay? But they need to go take care of business right now. They're on their way to South Carolina. Yeah, so I'm really proud of what the big four has done in that category, as well as 4K stuff. There's some really, really, really good kids. Absolutely. Kennedy Smith is a great player. She really is. She really is a good player. It's almost like Ken Dog is on a trajectory, in my thoughts and opinion, of being like, you know how you have Michael Jordan, you have Scottie Pippen, but then you also, you have Juju being a great offensive player. Then you got Kennedy being a great defensive player, but then Juju can also play defense and has also been on an all defensive team. And Kennedy, same. She's what she does for the team. She's the glue. She's the head of the snake. So she's very, 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 very valuable to us. So I also, when I hear the noise on Chicago on social media being funny, how they all going to play together? Oh, Kennedy needs to leave. I take it offensively because you don't know her. Never talk to her, aren't around her. Like, she don't even know who you are. Cut the noise. She's already said it in her blog, Chosen for Life. So moving on, it's only to to bait us, but little do you know, our chosen players are actually in touch with the fans. They're actually, this is a community, and we're really tight knit, and ain't nobody that's supposed to be there not gonna be there. And Kennedy gave me a shout out. She said, she told you, and if you go and look at my blog, you will see her say, looked in the camera, my phone, and said, everybody go follow Everybody Loves Juicy 12. Like, subscribe, and follow. So that was a shout out from her that I appreciated. And as far as you mentioned something that I also want to say about them, six of our, I think it's about six of our girls are Big Ten academic All-Americans. And in the Big Ten, winter, you know how you go winter, spring, fall. Their winter grades have them as winter All-Americans, bro. Like, they are doing the doggone thing. They are doing the doggone thing, y'all. I told you yesterday, and that's another thing. I'm really proud of them academically. That's so important for them to get their degree from a university of the academic excellence of USC. Next, as I mentioned yesterday, here it is right here. Sarah Okeke from Spain. It was breaking news. All rolled into one. The announcement of Sarah Okeke joining the USC Trojans. We were in between, chosen, I think, between Indiana, Kentucky, and Texas were her finals, and USC. And remember when she came and we were playing UCLA, and she was there, and Debbie Nate says, well, you lost. I said, well, yeah, that's exactly. She saw how we played through adversity. She probably looked out there and noticed it's like it. She said it, something about that. The style of play that the Trojans play is a style that she's used to. She knew that she'd be a great fit. Obviously, Coach G knows that because that's why she went after her. She's exactly the piece of the puzzle that we need. And super excited when I saw her body, when I seen her skill set. I was like, okay, bet. Because all year long, I've heard it's like, you guys in interior, this and that. Okay, we heard Coach G knows this. She's the coach. This is why she's the coach. She knows what she needs, what she do. But Coach G's a gym rat. She don't lead the gym. She's on it. She builds great rapport with players. Some of these players like Jazzy and London and Kennedy, she's known for years. She didn't just pop in and out of their lives when they became seniors. She's been around them since they're 13, 14, 15 years old. And so that's what builds relationships. And I'm not even going to tell you the key to her success. Just know, Coach G, people are coming to play with Coach G. And people say, for those of you who feel like and I see it on Twitter, Chicago. Oh, they you're gonna play for that coach. Good luck, good luck. First of all, from what I'm learning, players have AAU coaches in the air, high school coaches in the air, family, agents, all in the air. They sit down and the kid has their own thoughts of, as a young adult where they want to exist and where they want to lay their foundation for their college career. They've done the praying, the crying, the thinking, the whatever, and more than what you fans know. And for them to choose USC, knowing that Coach Godley is the coach, I think you need to kind of recognize they want to play for Coach Godley and the USC Trojans. So let's just deaden all that noise, okay? It just deaden all that. If she wasn't a good coach, you wouldn't get 3 number one high school recruits in 4 years. You wouldn't get 2 5-stars. You wouldn't have the number 1 freshman class last year if you weren't a good coach. I don't care how good of a coach you is, and you know that. You have your favorites out there, right? You don't see kids busting down those doors to go there if that's the greatest coach, if that's the greatest coach with the most championships or the most recent championships and so on and so forth. You don't see that. No, you don't. You see the number 1 picks choosing USC and Coach Godley. Let that sink in for a minute. Let it sink in for a minute for you. Please, let it sink in for a minute. Because what would make you in your right mind go anywhere if you didn't think that coach was good? Who does that? That doesn't even make sense. So, enough said. I just wanted to highlight y'all. I'm excited about being a Ken for K winner. I'm excited about my jersey. I want to shout out Kennedy Smith and Beth Burns and the staff of USC and all those, however it was selected. I appreciate it. I'm going to wear it. You already know it. I'm going to wear it. I'm going to get my photo with Kennedy whenever they return, and I'm going to be front and center next season for sure. I'm already looking forward to grabbing my ticket for the Vegas November 2nd. As soon as they go on sale, boom, I'm in there. This is just kind of a light. I'm just touching in the afternoon. I'm going to try to go up a little bit more often. I already know I was going to go. I'm not sure, what live I'm going to do for all these games. I know we have a play-in today for the tournament. And then, what is this? Only Wednesday, right? Might be play-in maybe Wednesday and Thursday. Might be some games on Friday, but USC Trojans play on Saturday. And we play Clemson. And we played Clemson in Greenville, South Carolina. I'm excited about something else. She Got Next is a show that I try to catch when I can. Other podcasters, and there's a podcast host by the name of Jordan Robinson that I caught it when she was talking about a book that she and Emma Basaleria. I don't want to mess up her name, Emma B, wrote and created, and it's totally freaking up my alley. Totally up my alley. Because when it comes to women's basketball and how long I've been a fan and how long I've known about the game, all the way to when my parents talked to me, who are baby boomers, about, having 6 players on the court and having 5 players and having a school called Immaculata. I did my research and found that. And then the AIAW, and right before I got into CSUN, Cal State Northridge, in 82, we had just went over to NCAA. But there's a book that I pre-ordered and it arrived yesterday, and it's called let's see if I can get this up here for you guys. Matter of fact, I got it in my hand. I might need to pull it up and just show you. It's called Court Queens. Celebrate the players, teams, and history of women's basketball. I'm so excited. In it, it has a story of the Cheryl Dean Miller is part of the story. And the USC Trojans, as we can see, Cynthia Cooper's the championship, hugging Cheryl in that picture. And then it goes on It talks about Pam and Paula McGee. It shows a photo again of the Trojans in this book. But this book, a lot of stuff that you hear me talk about, players that I've talked about of the past, Kim Mulkey and the Lady Texers and who they were is in here. And Janice Lawrence, and then, UCLA and Ann Myers, and then probably Denise Curry, and, it goes all the way to the 96ers, which is the dream team that started off the WNBA. Cheryl did get a gold medal in the Olympics. Here's a cover of a book without the orange cover. You see Candace Duncan, you see Cheryl, Caitlin Clark. On the back, Sue Bird, the Comets, Simone Augustus, Asia Wilson, everybody. It's going to take you through the history of women's basketball. Okay? It's going to take you through the dream team. It's going to take you to one of my favorite coaches, Pat Summitt. It's going to take you through, it's going to bring you to the current time. Angel Reese of LSU. It's so, man, it's going to get to the 2020s, which is the era of Asia Wilson. This book, and for you old heads, let me think. You got 2010s. It's going to talk about your girl. For some of you, Maya Moore is in this. It's going to talk about, oh my gosh, when Whitney Houston sang the national anthem in front of a sellout crowd, July 14th, 1999. And did you know that it's going to give you a lot of did you know for the championship team that there were 11 million viewing that game between USC and the Lady Texans? I'm telling you, I know that we get a lot of hate. I know that we get a lot of hate because a lot of you, not you here, a lot of you don't know how important the Trojans are to the game. I try to tell you all the time who the Trojans are. When you got players that winning awards are named after, Cheryl Miller, Lisa Leslie, when you got two Trojans that in the WNBA, the beginning of the WNBA, won 4 WNBA championships, and one Trojan, not only did she win 4 WNBA championships, she gets 4 MVPs. Then you got the first draft pick is a Trojan, Tina Thompson. The first WNBA tip-off game between Los Angeles Sparks and the New York Liberty, jumping at the tip, is a Trojan. First WNBA player inducted into the Hall of Fame, Cynthia Cooper, a Trojan. We even got South Carolina borrowing Lisa Leslie to help with their post play. Why? Because she's the greatest center of all time, helping the Trojans, helping the Gamecocks, because they need it. Who did they call on? Why didn't they call on Asia Wilson? No, you went to Lisa Leslie because she's a Trojan. So shout out to me for your donation to help prevent and treat cancer. That's huge. It's really huge, and it's really important to me to do that. And it's really important for me to support a player who shows me love, and I give love to, and I'm all for it. And I think it's a very important foundation. When I look at South Carolina starting five and I look at the Trojans starting five, I get the point guard situation is intriguing for both teams. Yeah, if you're referring to our matchup, our current matchup, and things. We all know that things would be extremely different under different circumstances, but we can't change the past, right? And we are where we are, and I'm still down for the Trojans. I'm still ready to walk in there, and I'm glad they're playing them. I'm so glad they're playing them because the Avengers will be coming to avenge whatever happens in the game. this Saturday. Or not this Saturday, I'm sorry. Uh, like I said, I don't like to get ahead. You asked me about the matchup, but I gotta play. I gotta, I'm a type of person. I gotta stay with what's in front of me, and Clemson is in front of us, and then probably we'll get deeper about the matchup between potentially South Carolina and USC. But I still want to brag that Coach Godley has, in her career, been to the tournament all but one time. And I think one of the times she inherited, obviously she inherited a team with the Trojans after she came back from being an assistant for the Cleveland Cavaliers NBA team. Before that, Coach Godley coached at UC Santa Barbara. And I remember when UC Santa Barbara, like out of the blue, because I played them in non-conference in college. And I remember when those girls were like, their names were relevant, UC Santa Barbara. Come to find out, that was Coach G. And then I remember when Cal Berkeley, because I've been here in Southern California for a while, and I've always like, Cal Berkeley was on this run. And I remember those girls, and I started watching them and everything. And I was like really rooting for these girls, right? And for these players. And I think they had beat Stanford before. I think they beat UCLA. Of course, they had beat USC. And I was like, who is this? Who are these girls? And they made it to the Final Four. That was Coach Godley. So years later, Coach Godley comes roundabout to the Trojans. They're looking for a coach. And by her second year, she has not missed a tournament since then. And that's all key to who I think, in short, Coach Gottlieb, and I call her an elite coach because she does more with less. So I think that the U.S., if you want to know what I think, if we win against the Clemson, I guess they're Clemson Tigers, guys. I'm not sure. I can believe that we would absolutely compete with South Carolina, but it will come down to depth versus star power, right? South Carolina brings elite size, rotation, depth, rebounding, while USC's edge is the perimeter play. I'd like to see Jazzy have a fair shot at staying on the court without getting bogus fouls. Who's going to stop Jazzy on the wing? Who's going to stop Ken on the wing? Who's going to stop Kara Dunn on the wing? So shot creation and pace is going to be really important. If USC controls tempo and limits the second chance points, it's a real game, meaning we got to keep them off the offensive boards. And if it turns into a half-court physical battle, the advantage may be to South Carolina. So that means we got to stay out of that type of tempo of play, I believe. USC is a very guard-driven, dynamic scoring, and we thrive in transition. South Carolina is physical, dominant in the paint, and elite rebounding. So it's a classic tempo battle. It's like, who's going to control the tempo? USC, we want to run. South Carolina, they want to grind, right? So I just feel with our team, we got to play to our strengths. We got to, with Coach Gottlieb, I love what she's doing with the culture, and she's into player development. And Don Staley, of course, brings experience and depth. So system, it's more about systems more than it is about talent, in my opinion. And in my opinion, if you can follow me, so we need to push pace and things like that. Do the things that we normally do when Juju is here. So it's clear that we're at a disadvantage for playing a number 4 top 1 seed. We're what, the 9th seed. We're at a disadvantage. But like I said, yes, moving on. But I'm here to support my girls, but without too much on what's happening now. I think they're going to gain experience with being in front of a South Carolina crowd. It's going to give us the edge for next year. We're going to come back and we're going to avenge any loss that we may experience. I'm going to say it out loud. I got the Trojans winning next year. Period. If you don't like it, too bad. It's my show. I can say what I want. Yeah, the guard, and I do agree with you about the guard situation is intriguing for both teams, and it really can be. It really can be. Obviously, they got the experience, they got championship experience, and they got some depth. But we are going to continue to fight on. Thank you, Nicholas. Did you hear what I said? I won the Kay Yow jersey, made a donation. I was selected as a winner, and I got an email from Kennedy and Beth Burns and CC'd with others in the CC'd in it, and I'm excited. She said, Beth Burns, when they get back from South Carolina, they would be sending me my jersey, and I'll wear it on the show, and I'll give them a shout out as well. Yeah, systems matter a lot, but it's not more important than, you don't think it's more important than talent. Okay. Yeah, I hear you. Losing Juju Watkins is losing a superstar. Again, the best player in college basketball. But when you build a program, you got to build to be ready for something of that nature happening to your team. And it's like we've been put on a national map, as a contender. And it's so funny because it's like when Gino, for instance, and Don was building their programs, no one pressured them. Gino maybe, because I remember him he would get 1 or 2 stars, and he just started getting his 5 stars, and he would start getting his players, and he would start trying to contend with the likes of Andy Landers or Van Chancellor or maybe Pat Summitt, right? Mainly Pat Summitt, and maybe probably Tar Vanderbilt. Same thing with Don. She had to build, and it took them 9 to 10 years. Godley was going to get a championship before 9 or 10 years, and I guarantee you on that one. I don't know who I am to do it, but I'm going to say it. It's going to happen faster and quicker. Yeah. You know that for sure, that Lisa Leslie reached out to Don. I doubt it. But you need a Trojan to help you. Just take note. Just take note. You could have called Asia, but you called on Lisa Leslie, a Trojan, because that's what I'm trying to tell you. You asked me before about our legacy. You asked me who are we? Well, obviously, you needed her. You needed the all-time greatest center. That's who we are, is a Trojan, and you needed a Trojan to come and help you. And I don't think you will win a championship this year. But we'll see, right? We got to watch. That's why we watch. So, like I said, like I've been saying all year, there's a lot of parity going on. There's going to be a lot of teams that have been on the rise that you haven't seen. Either somebody gonna. I'm trying to put it in. I'm trying to help me. I'm trying to put it in perspective. I kept telling them. Keep telling you who the Trojans are. And when you lay down a foundation and you have a legacy, of course you can't play basketball forever, but your knowledge and your expertise and in who you are and your skill set and who you are in history will forever surpass beyond your life. And the Trojans are like that. We're just like that. If you switch out Sarah Strong with any other power forward in the country, UConn not a contender. 100% talent is more bright. Got you. And it's the same. That's what I'm saying. Juju Watkins goes down. what happens? Paige Beckers went down. A.Z. Fudd went down. They couldn't get there until the two of them finally connected together and had a healthy season. He had a bunch of All-Americans sitting over there waiting, but he couldn't do anything until his engine got fixed. And this is what building a strong foundation and a strong culture that Coach Godley is doing. She was in her I'm not sure if it was her second or third year when Juju came. And you expect people was like, I know y'all wasn't saying, y'all was doubting her then. You wasn't even giving her credit. You was like, she should win a national championship. Cheryl Miller did it. And I'm like, Cheryl Miller also had help. Okay. Pam Paula McGee was no joke. Cynthia Cooper was no joke. Cheryl Miller was hands down no joke. My girl Rhonda Wyndham, was managing the whole thing from New York. And he knew New York has by history has had that's why I'm gonna read this book. Okay, I'm gonna read this book because I'm gonna be able to break down historically where the best basketball players in my era, in my day, were coming out of. And a lot of them are coming out of New York. Pearl Moore has scored in Division II about 4,000 points. And that Woodard, we didn't have 3-point play. We didn't play with a girls' ball. We played 20-minute halves. They had more points than Caitlin Clark did. But when we bring it up to modern era, because I know you don't want to hear about the past, NCAA, now Caitlin Clark, has that. But Juju put it into perspective. She comes along, and Tina Hutchison from San Diego State, she had 898 points. That was a lot. The nearest person to Tina Hutchison for 40 years was Kennedy Carter with 800. Not Paige, not Caitlin, not Kelsey Mitchell, nor Kelsey Plum. It was Kennedy Carter with 800. And then there was 100 points, damn near 100 points more than that, the nearest person. Here comes Juju Watkins with 920. Had she advanced and gone all the way, that could have been like a 1,000-point season when you're averaging 27 points a game. That's sick. This is a generational talent. Everybody throws that word around, generational talent. This Juju Watkins is a generational talent. She is a once-in-a-lifetime generational athlete or person or player that comes along and does something that no one has done before. Okay? So to be clear, so when you're building, and then she gets only one shot, you really had a really good run before she gets injured. So we'll never know. We'll never know. However, multiple analysts, one in particular, Andrea Carter, said the championship will be won between either UConn or USC. And she got it right. It was UConn by default because we didn't play them. And so in her sophomore year, she was on her way. The trajectory was to get to that Final Four. So my expectation for them next year, for one, is to get to the Final Four. Not a requirement to say that, for me to say that they should win it, but when they win it, that will be a cherry on top. Okay, but get into the Final Four. That's an expectation that they all have. Jude, the Trojans, the coaching staff, and then as you build upon that. Because it takes a lot of luck. It takes a healthy season. It takes sometimes people, like they did us last year, putting us in a crazy bracket for no reason. We should not have been a 4th seed. It's very rare that a 4th seed, number one, top one, wins historically from that spot. But the way that I've seen Coach Godley, or even in Jude's career, exceed expectations or exceed breaks barriers, I think they were willing to break that barrier. So there's not that it's never happened. UConn, I think, has done it twice or 3 times. I think I want to guess Tennessee. It's okay if I miss them, but I remember UConn was one of them that did that. And LSU did it in 2023. They were 4th seed, top seed, number 1. What's going on, Cool Water? You missed it. You watching the first four tonight? What's that about? Oh, the first four, the play-ins, right? I'll probably watch it, but I won't be live. But I probably will watch it. See what's going on. LSU was a 3 seed. Are you sure about that? Because I did that research before I did it. The play-ins, and I heard y'all got Miss OKK. Yes, we did. I've been shouting that out. We got Sarah OKK. You've been telling me I need a big, okay? So I got a big. Now she ain't wide. No, I would say she is. I think she's built. She has a skill set like Nneka Ogwumike, like to me. I think she's got footwork and post play and dominance of a Nneka. And yes, they will be young, but I trust that that our guard play will be of such. I'm so excited. I cannot wait for Sarah OKK and Taya to be our interior while the rest of Juju, Jazzy, Kennedy, and Sanaya are cooking. I cannot. You're going to probably get to see Brooklyn and Ryan, and you're going to get to see those players get in. Of course, Malia Samuel's one of my favorites, and Viv and Laura and Gerda. Like I said, I think we can hold on to them, and we can add. Okay, we can add. It's good to have the backup to the backup, and when you're playing those non-conference games and you're trying to get chemistry and you're trying to build, you're gonna be able to get your bench players in. You're gonna get them some run. They've been there, being a good. Brooklyn won the sportsmanship award. Everybody's role is super important on a team. Even if they don't get in the game a lot, your role is super important to the culture, to keeping the players. Somebody has to celebrate. Somebody has to be the one that is the comedian, or maybe the one like I had a comedian on my team. She kept us light, who's in our ear, encouraging us, and so on and so forth. And some people really love that role. You know what I mean? They don't mind. And when they get in, they're very effective. They don't turn the ball over. They do what they got to do. They give you the 2-3 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever minutes that they're getting. And they realize that those minutes are very, very important to the whole of the team. A lot of folks talking greasy on Godley and USC. They will be defeating the critics next season with ease. On Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, people talk. Oh, they're talking about us because they're scared, RC. They're talking. The only reason that we should come out of anybody's mouth, for me, is that you're nervous. You recognize what's going on. You recognize what's happening. You recognize what we're building, and you're nervous. Or else, why would you concern yourself? Why would you concern yourself? Sarah OKK is chiseled too. She's in great shape. I think y'all need one more Nebraska corn-fed type pick. You know what? I wouldn't doubt Coach Gottlieb on what she should need. She's the coach. She has the vision. She knows what system she wants to run and what she needs. Sit back and relax and let's see. Let's watch her cook. Yeah, we're gonna kick everybody around for sure. Now we got to get it. We have to avenge RC. We're the Avengers. We are the Avengers. So if Iowa beat us, which they didn't, and UCLA beat us, those are your people. Then we gotta avenge that loss. Oh, I got you, RC. I got you. Yeah, we're the Avengers. And every time we step foot in Galen, or we step foot inside of anybody's arena that played us and we lost last year, you bet. Like, what's the guy say? You bet it's going to be on and cracking. Okay, it's going to be on and cracking, and I'm saying it, and I'm saying it with my chest. I'm poking it out. is on and cracking. Chavez and Juju don't play the same position. I would think you might want to compare Chavez to Jazzy. Why don't you stick with that? Nobody's touching Juju. Why don't you let her before she can even be in the conversation with Juju. Let's start with maybe Jazzy or something, because I don't even know if she can start with Jazzy. How many wins do the team Trojans? Whatever it takes to get to the Final Four. I don't even know our schedule. We'll get as many wins as it takes to win the championship. That's the goal. That's Juju's goal. It's always been her goal. I can't help that, our opportunity was cut short. Everything happens for a reason. Right. How many championships does the Bun have to do in order to really be the GOAT that everybody thinks she is? I don't know. People trying to crown, and they back off of it, trying to, they keep Asia in her place in terms of like what she's doing currently, but they dare not say she's the GOAT. So, and she only had one college championship, so I don't know what you mean the GOAT of college, or I don't know what you mean on that one. If you stack in like, well, you got to get this many championships. Well, so we got 4, so why isn't she not the GOAT? Or are you just talking about at USC? Cheryl has 2, but so does Pam and Paula McGee. But Juju's already a legend, right? Regardless if she wins the championship or not, 2 or 3, she's already a champ. Exactly. But so the goal is USC as a whole. We want to win that. We want to win that trophy. We know how great Juju is. We know who Juju Watkins is in California. I think the whole country knows who she is. I think she made that clear, traveling with the Big Ten and just doing the things that she does. If you're a basketball fan, you can clearly see she's like her style of play and her skill set is above. It's above. They thought it was Paige, but she showed you. She went toe to toe, and won that challenge. So no, I think, and you want to know my opinion, she wants to go for 2. I know you guys want to hurry up and get her off the scene. You want to hurry up and get her off the scene, so your school will have a chance. But even if she were to leave in 2027, the Trojans will still be reloading, because we want Kalina Smith. We want her to stay home and to stay home with us, and we'd love to have her. But the building, the building is not going to collapse when Juju leaves. It's not going to collapse. I didn't know, but we got a top recruit coming in named Lily Bell to Oklahoma. Okay, well, tell me, what is she ranked? Because I'm not heard of her. And when she gets to the WNBA, that's what they want to hurry up and get her to. It's like, no, we're not helping. We got unfinished business with the Trojans. Okay. Farrell says she'll get it her senior. I don't see a problem with them winning it her junior year. I didn't have a problem with her winning it her sophomore year. So, and she's got more talent around her than she did. She has way more talent around her now than she did last year, and I already had that. So next year would have been her senior year. So everybody beneath her, everybody in her class, you already know where she ranks at in her class. And then everybody beneath her, there's nobody beneath her. Some would say Sarah Strong. There's nobody beneath her that is better than her. So she's no longer going to see those upperclassmen anymore. So this is the class that she faced as a McDonald All-American, that she's faced, there's no one there. So that's why easily her. I had her win in the junior senior year, but then when we got Kiki, I was like, definitely we can win her sophomore year. I was about to try to see if we can go on a run. To be honest with you, the same way that the Trojans did in my day, in Cheryl's day, they went on a run. They went to the. Hear me out. With Cheryl, they went to the national championship 3 years in a row. Did you know that? Did you all know that Cheryl Miller went to the NCAA finals 3 years, won 2 out of 3? She lost to the Texas Longhorn, Jody Conrad, Clarissa Davis, Angela Lloyd, and Fran Harris. She didn't have the twins. It was just her basically and Coop and younger players. I think Rhonda was her knee was not. She wasn't running the point because of her knee. She hadn't recovered, and the Avengers are here now. RC, we look unbeatable. You can just, if you know basketball, why wouldn't you see that? You've seen a photo, right? Yep, and beat Kim Mulkey's Tech, one of her 2 championships. We beat Louisiana Tech her freshman year. She beat Tennessee her sophomore year, and we lost to Texas Longhorns. I watched all of those games. And I'm super excited. And I'm not even really focused. I want the best. I want whoever is going to win the national championship. Ultimately, I want to face the best. It's cool to play South Carolina, but only thing I feel like when it comes to South Carolina, because we done faced them twice, that I want to avenge. I want to play the team who's the greatest team of all time, which is UConn, and beat them like we walked into stores and did. I want to beat them. Everything else is cherry on top. Anybody else is cherry on top. What? RC. Y'all got problems over there. I need close fired if we don't secure this year's damn natty. You really need to. Because if I were them, they get no respect. Rodney Dangerfield, they get no respect. Which is crazy. That's why I cannot wait in a couple of weeks, however long this is going to take. I cannot wait to see the eventual winner, because in November, I said the eventual winner is Texas. And then in December, when I saw UConn in person, I was like, God damn. Like, they don't even look like they should be doing this, and they're doing it. And then UCLA, they blew out Iowa by 51 points. And they have, what for me, they have experience in seniors, but they don't have experience. Now they got the experience under the belt of going to the Final Four. So they've been there. They understand the media outlets and how it works and all the attention, and maybe they'll react better to all the attention. But yeah, I don't understand why they can't be in the finals. I mean, but when I seen Texas play the way they played against in the SEC tournament, the way that they looked is how I saw them when they were playing back-to-back games. I mean, and the Players Airs tournament is like, it's no joke. It's like a conference tournament. You don't get no day break or anything. You just got to come with it, gassed and all. Juju's legacy, and this is why I wanted her to stay for 2 years, and this is just my personal desire, is I want her to break the record. I don't think she needs to score 30 to carry. I don't think she's gonna be a volume shooter, but I think she's gonna be more efficient as a shooter, and get the points that she needs, but it will be within the context of the game, because there's going to be other offensive threats. But they're like, she's Batman, they're Robin. They're role players. But Juju led the team in assists. She knows how to pass the ball. Don't get it twisted. But what I'm picturing is that you'd be stupid to try to pull that crap you pulled on her since she was a freshman with double and triple and teaming her and all that. She's the only one in college that gets treated like that. And if you go single coverage, which Corey did, Corey's the only one that was brave enough to do it. She was on her way to 40 points that game, 11 rebounds, 8 blocks, 5 assists. Like, it was crazy. You had to be there. One is Texas and the other South Carolina, depending on if Don can find a great PG to replace. Why can't Don use Maddie? Why do you got to she already has a point guard. She has Madison. Maddie, I don't know her name. They call her Maddie Daniels, I think. Like, she has a point guard. She just brought in Jersey. Why do you guys do that? There is no other greats out there. Who? Don't worry about South Carolina. We're in good. Exactly. Like, I don't even talk about them really. Like that. I don't really care what they're doing over there, to be honest. Jazzy is going to get so many wide open shots because she's going to get wide open shots. Because if you dare guard her like that, that's going to leave Sanaya open for the drive or the pull. Jazzy's a dagger. She can pull or she can drive. Like, you'd be crazy. Like how they double Jazzy now and how they treat that freshman now. And you're not doubling none of us. You don't think she's good as Raymond and Maddie? Raymond, I don't think good as Raymond, Maddie. Just me. I got you, but who are they going to get? Why would you bring another? I mean, that's just me, in my opinion. Like, you just brought Jersey. You got Matt. Why you need to bring another point guard in? Like, build on what you got. That's not fair to Maddie. She's not doing bad at all. She probably scored at her age more than Raven did. So how do you not see that Raven brings a different caliber of defense. South Carolina and UConn have the most wins since 2020. Congratulations. But there's still many more years to go. We'll see about how much longer they will have that. UConn hadn't won in the era of 2020. Except for they'd have one, and then you guys had 3. So the total is 4 since 2020. Not even that, because Farrell, you won in 2017. No, not 2020. So that brings it even lower. I got my brackets done. We did it on the show. See, RC, you ain't been watching, and I know why, because you got your little boo boo, you got your little baby. So I ain't gonna bother you on that. But yeah, we did a bracket. I kind of want to get Live Mike up here to do it with me again. We were cracking up, Nicholas. We were doing a bracket, and it was kind of going chalk, but I went with some of y'all votes, and I think we switched up here and there. Like maybe Maryland would go further in this direction. I don't know if I don't think I went with Notre Dame over Ohio State, for instance, or something. But for me, I'm anxious to see it because I want to see some of it. The way they did it, they tried to make it entertaining. With Shay Ralph ended up being, face to face with her mentor, right, and her coach and her team, UConn. They paired up Michaela Blakes and Jelani. They paired up Jelani and Hannah Hidalgo, for instance, right, over here with all of that. There's just little storylines that they want to probably play on and things like that. So yeah, that's what I said, Farrell. Just for I know you have to double Juju, but I wouldn't advise it, is my thing. I wouldn't advise it, not with the team, not with the players that she's going to have around her. It's the only really way to stop her, but I don't know. Next year will be chemistry, knowing that Rose Kennedy is our best defender, which is crazy, knowing you have Juju, Sarah. Yeah. But she that one. Like she that header is like, just imagine Nicholas with Sarah KK or Tay and all those 4 pressing you, putting out our press on you. That's sick. You talking about transition basketball, about read and react basketball, Why? USC won by more brands, so-called number 1 recruiting class to help. because that's how you build championship. That's exactly what uh, the champions that you love, that you are talking about, have done. They you bring in talent, to surround yourself with talent, and you build upon it, and you build layers of talent. Like you can have a starting five full of talent, but if you can get there and you build another starting five behind it for future, and also as insurance to the starting five, that's what you do. You go out and you recruit and you build a championship team. That's what everybody else did. Why is it a problem when we do it? Stop it. Ain't been one player nowadays. Maybe back in the day, you could have one player dominate and possibly take, but very rare. When Stewie was there, Stewie didn't do it by herself. No, she had McDonald All-Americans all around her. Texas Tech, I can't remember a soul. With Cheryl Swoop. Rebecca Lobo, she barely had anything. No, those days of one person carrying you are over. You need a squad, okay? You need the Avengers, okay? The talent, and I'm so happy to see it. That's why I want to read this book, Court Queen, Celebrate the Players and Teams of History of Women's Basketball. I advise you to get this book and really understand the history, her story of women's basketball, because it's so intriguing to understand, like how, I remember them telling me you had 6 players, you had 3 at this end and 3 at that end, couldn't cross over. It takes time in your genetics and DNA to build upon build, and in any game. It's like, sort of like in its infancy, just like the WNBA. It's a very infant pro game. I do remember the San Francisco Pioneers, where I lived up. We had a pro team, and there were other, pros, but it wasn't as many, I don't believe, as it is in the WM. For sure, it isn't. And the WNBA was larger. You had the Portland team, you had Monarchs, you had Orlando, Magic. I think it was Magic. You had teams like in Detroit. You had teams, all over the place, and we're supposed to be the sister of the NBA. But so everybody, I think the Cleveland Rockers, they had a team. Cleveland had a team. So it's very new in the concept of us playing full court 5-on-5. That's why Cheryl was a anomaly. She was like a generational talent, because there was no 6'3" player that can guard 1 through 5 like her. There was no player that had guard handles like her, that rebounded like her at 6'3". You know what I'm saying? Like, you are seeing things from her that were very, very rare. You may have a couple here and there sprinkled. They start to come along, but no, not 1 through 5 guarding that has guard handles and dunks and no. What happened? The USC recruiting #1 class this year. I'm not sure what you're asking me. I see Jersey as LeBron type player. She's like a wing or a forward, not a point guard. Oh, I got you. I'm not sure how they're going to play her over there, to be honest, you guys. I'm not understanding. I do think that they need her toughness. Sorry, I think they need her bully ball, but I'm not done. I don't know. I ain't heard her say how they're going to play her, and I don't really care how they're going to play her. Honestly, I'm sorry. I don't. Trojan, this is a Trojan channel. You guys can talk about it in the chat, but I really don't know how you going to play her. And when you do, we'll match up just fine. I'm watching closely to see if they would take my bro. You want her to go there? You want Betts to go to Minnesota? You think Cheryl Reeves would know what to do with her? What's up, B Will? You think she would know? Oh, Kikiola. Okay, Kay, huh? It's gonna be an extremely fun season, Kyrie. Yes, and I'm screaming from the top of my lungs. What about Shakira and Kiki? That might the WNBA now. So yeah, the book is called Court Queens. I'm sure if you just put Court Queens on, and Jordan Robinson, she has a podcast called She Got Next, and she talked about doing this, and I looked it up, and I was like, you know what, I'm a priority, because that's one thing that I do when it comes to women's basketball. I put my money where my mouth is. I support. I buy merch. I try to get a little bit of here, a little bit of there. It's Jordan Robinson and Emma Baccelliri Court Queens. You could just go to Amazon and you'll find it, or you go to what do I subscribe to? Audible Books, I think. I didn't even see if it had it in the Audible Books actually, but OKK. I'm feeling OKK big time. Like I get you. You know, Kiki had to break. We had to break her out of the system that she was in, and make her like the well-rounded player that you see her in the W. Regardless what, I'm gonna scream it louder too. She is from the tree now of Coach Godley. What she was doing with us, and well, she scored a little less. She scored a little bit, but that's because we had more. I don't know what her average was for 3 years over there, but we had more. We didn't need her to do everything that she was asked to do over there. And she learned some things that she took over to the W that you're seeing. But you know, one thing you can't do is teach hard. To beat Clemson for me and then go smash out SC in the round 2. Y'all can do this. I know y'all can. Hey, I'm here to see. I just want to see my girls that are going to be. I want to see my girls have fun. I want to see my girls put up a fight. I want to see, them do their thing without the players that we're going to be having coming in, and it's going to tell me a lot about what the future is going to hold for us. But quite naturally, we're at a disadvantage. However, I can't wait to watch it. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait till next year, when the Avengers are coming. The Avengers that's USC. The Avengers will be back. We'll be here to avenge any and all losses that we experience. And if we come across a team that we played the year before in our conference or in non-conference that we lost to, I'm calling it right here, right now. We are coming to avenge that loss. Oh, yeah, that's not even a question whether a job. That's not even a question. I don't even know where. RC, I don't even know where people ever thought that. I mean, you got to stop listening to outside noise, because that's really what it is. It's big noise. Godley's job is. How could it not be safe? How how can a coach go out? Players are coming to be coached by her. You don't fire coaches like that. You're building something, and you don't fire them when you don't fire a coach who's winning the recruiting battle. Why would you do that? That's the dumbest thing. We're building this, then that means somebody like Gino, when he was losing, he would have lost his job. No, we could clearly see what he was building. So I don't know where you. Let me tell you, take that shit that you guys are hearing on other channels and tell them to listen. Y'all living off wait till next year? No, brother, it's not life support. It's not life support. It's not living off. When you lose, when your team lost last year, what you living off of? What you living off of? What you living off, B. Will? And yeah, I'm talking mess to you because it's not funny. It's not about living off till wait till next year, brother. But in a sense, it is, because obviously you already know what the deal is. We're not surrounded by 8 McDonald All-Americans, bro. We're not. We don't walk around with 10, 11 and don't win the championship, bro. And don't come in my channel and in my face, playing in my face like that. It's not funny. And yeah, if I want to talk about next year, I'm going to continue to talk about it, because you already know what time it is. Because if Juju was playing, you wouldn't be saying any of this shit. I like I said, my expectation is to win. I mean, you should know, right? Don't be too upset if we don't win the Natty. I'm gonna be about as upset as you are when your team didn't win and may not win this year, right? I'm gonna be right there. Why would I feel like that when I know what we're building? Why would I be upset? My expectation is Final Four, though. Oh yeah, I heard about that. She did transfer to Arizona State. Oh yeah, that's another team that I think they're in the play and I want to see. You won 2 of the last 3, and you are you won 2 of the last 3. You are a modern new thing. You are a modern, but ever since that, what happened? When's the last time you won? And even still, you won 2 of the last 3, and you guys are hanging your hat on that. Which is hilarious to me. You should win, right? How many All-Americans did you have on your team? McDonald All-Americans. How many did you have? How many did you have? Do you know? How many did you have? You guys are so stuck on that. You are so stuck on that. And what happened last year to your team? What happened? You suffered injury, right? You suffered one injury or one kicked off the team or whatever the hell happened over there, right? And you didn't win. Not only did you not win, you was an embarrassment in the championship. You got blown the fuck out by a team that we beat and then we lost to by 12 or 14 points without Juju Watkins. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You're talking about me living in the past. You living in the past. You lost, and you lost badly. Twice. All these folks hating on the Trojans. Been a fan since Rodney Pete. Oh, I met her. Yeah, I met him when my friend was attending there from home, and I knew he was a good guy. I sensed it when I saw him, and I was happy when Holly Robinson married him. I was like, she didn't marry a Hollywood dude. She married a straight-laced preppy guy, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a catch right there. These folks on the chat and then hating because the players committed to USC and not their school. You heard what he said. That's what Nicholas said. SoCal will be fun to watch, but they will have a lot of new pieces. They'll have to figure it out. Your pieces will have to figure it out as well. I already seen Sarah Okeke blowing by Alicia Turnaby. So, like, we got 2 internationals. You got, I don't know how many internationals you might have. We going totally. I'm not even concerned about you guys. Actually, I'm getting cross with you because you don't come in here laughing or you like whatever little comment that you made. I know I know where you be. I know you're a Trojan. I don't have no time for anybody that is not a Trojan, that second guesses my Trojans, and I'm turning up the heat. And if I talk about next year, which I hear people saying, oh, you talking about next year. Goddamn right I'm talking about next year. No, it's not you personally. It's your words I'm attacking. It's your words. So when your words come in my chat on a USC Trojan channel, I'm going to address it. Okay? That has no bearing to you personally unless you in here faking the funk. Don't fake the funk with me, bro. It's not funny. So yeah, I am talking about next year because that's what you had to do. That's what you had to do. That's why they got McKenna Wilson that don't exist because she shunned SC for Iowa. Gamecock. Oh, the Gamecocks wanted her, huh? Y'all can't have everyone. Or us. I can't remember. I saw something last night, and I pulled up the people that Coach Godley had won. It was interesting to see some of the recruits. And I think so. I think McKenna was on there. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason. Everything falls into place for a reason. And I don't want to say what the reason I feel like I'm glad we didn't get her, but you'll learn. You'll learn. And it has nothing to do with her skill set. You know, when you're a Trojan family, we need your parents. We need your people to come in and fit and not be a disruption to our look. Like, I'll give you an example. Your girl Chavez, her father controls her social media, and you know he be in there going back and forth. Flage's mom does the same thing. Who else's mom? There's another mother or father that don't know their place and let the coaches do the. So don't take it personal, be well. Don't anybody take it personal, because I'm here to talk about the USC Trojans, and I'm going to do it more so. I'm not doing that. I'm not listen, I'm back. You know what I went through this summer, you know, and I appreciate all you guys' prayers and everything like that. But my show has to take a different, it has to take the direction and take the direction that it was meant to be, which is to talk about the USC Trojans. Not that I don't, but I'm taking that direction to where I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not here to talk about maybe or give you guys stroke your ego. I'm not here to stroke other teams' ego. So that's why. And if you took it that way, I don't apologize, but don't come at me with what you're saying and not expect me to challenge that. We did lose badly. When did I say anything? You didn't, but I'm telling you, you acting like I haven't been here with you rooting for SoCal. I'm not acting like that. But if you was in here rooting for SoCal, you wouldn't have said what you said. Words matter. I see your hatred for SC Gamecocks. Go Gamecock. Whatever. Listen, it's a preference. My preference is the USC Trojans. Okay? But if a Gamecock or any team comes into my chat, thank you, Green Dog. I appreciate that. If you come into a USC Trojans chat or live and you say anything about my coach, my players, my program, or wins or losses in a negative way or a mocking way, I'm going to address it. So now you know. To be fair, 2026 coaches get fired for less. I imagine Godley is safe as long as our golden girl. Love her. Don't want to upset her. Depends on how much favor she has with people. Man, she obviously has. But how can you, Kyrie? She's not going to get fired. Like, that's not even in the vocabulary when you've gotten the recruits that you've gotten. They came to play with her. If she gets fired, they go with her. But that is not going to happen. She hasn't done anything worthy to get fired. What in the hell what are you expecting? Remember, we don't have anything. Remember, we don't have anything. When how many All-Americans did we have? 2, 3 last year? How many did we have? And our expectations to win it all are higher than somebody that has 8 to 10. Make it make sense. Be Will, SC, make it make sense. Why are you not challenged? Why are you not in your chat and with your people asking why isn't Don fired? Why? But the onus is on USC with 2 to 3 All-American. Well, 5. I think we had Avery and them too. McDonald All-Americans. But I was like, if I want to refer to like All-Americans on the main stage. But why is that onus on us when we have less talent than you? Why is your coach not fired? Why? Why is my coach fired? Make it make sense. Yeah, Green Dog, hit that subscribe button for me, will you? Yeah, I got that created behind me. And I've been changing up the intro and, trying to do different things. But thank you, because it kind of looks like me, huh? That being said, I can't imagine us losing next year. How difficult it is to go undefeated, right? It's very difficult to go undefeated. It's not even something that you strive for. You take each game at a time, and we all know that. People that have won championships have lost games, and you still win championship. That's people have won championships from being a second seed. You just saw that last year. You win championship being a third seed. So going undefeated is just a cherry on top. Don't apologize, you. We just talking. You haven't done anything wrong about it. Yeah, but don't gaslight me and try to appeal, do that and make me now have to look at like, well, that's Be Will, dude. No, because I'm not going to stand for the mocking, because there are other people watching, there are other people listening, and they don't appreciate it. I mean, even that right there. I hope I'm wrong about coaching. Well, I hope I'm wrong about Dawn Staley. I hope I'm wrong about her too, because personally, I hope I'm wrong that you got that much talent and you don't win the championship. You see how that sounds? You should win the championship, Don. You got a 6'7". You've been to the championship. You won it 2 to 3 times. There's no excuses. Fire her. She's trash. If Cece coming on later, I have no idea. Cece, she works and then she has her podcast. So it's always a pleasure to have her join us. And when she does, that's why if she pops up, she's welcome anytime. Yeah, but Dawn is doing a great job at SD. So is Godley. I don't know. I don't expect. I don't see how you can go to the championship and lose by the way you did. You had an opportunity. You played them earlier to figure it out and to make quote unquote adjustments. Somebody talk to me and make adjustments, and then you still get blown out. But she's doing a great job. So Godley comes in and she goes from rank 21 to Elite 8. Then she gets there again, and she gets there losing her star player in the second round. But yet she should be fine. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Well, I don't like your coach. How about that? I'm not sold on your coach. I'm not sold on your coach having 8 to 10, 11. And if it's blasphemy, I don't really care. I'm not sold on your coach having that many All-Americans and dropping in a championship game. That was weak. She should, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sold on that. I'm not sold on her. She's not in my book the greatest of all time. No. All these comments from fans of other schools, they're clearly hating on it. Listen, Nicholas is telling you, whether you think, we're reading between the lines. You're hating on the. We don't care if you like Godley. We love her. We love Coach G. We in California, we're Trojans. Okay? So your take is irrelevant. Just like my take is irrelevant about your coach. I'm not sold on your coach. I'm not sold on your coach taking the talent that she has and winning it. Okay? And matter of fact, I think she should be on a chopping block. Yeah, every team is allowed to drop games before the championship. I agree. And like D said, what is she doing that's so great? D asked you a question. Nobody said Donna's the GOAT. Yes, I have heard it. I have heard, and I think the Gamecocks will find out real soon, because what you didn't do was you didn't beat USC with Juju Watkins. Now, when you do that, come talk to me. But you ain't gonna beat USC with a Juju Watkins. You not only beating us by 17, and with Jazzy spending half the time on the bench, and you only could beat us by 17 out here in Los Angeles. You're not beating us. You're not. You should be scared. Because that coach that you say you're not sold on, that coach that I'm hearing is trash, that coach that doesn't know what she's doing, that coach that all the negative shit that you say. So when that coach beats your team with her team, what does that make your coach and your team? What will it make it? What will it make it? So what I'm doing, so how I'm feeling right now is how I've been feeling with you guys that come in here. I've been feeling this way for a long time. And I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling a lot better right now. So I'm going to really let you know how I really have always felt, how I've said I felt. I never held back on what I said. I tried to be analytical and logic with you guys, but you don't hear it. All you hear is when I got to make a declaration, or like I said, we're the Avengers. Take it how you want. And like I said, she and you took you did, and how many All-Americans was on that team, B. Will? We took less and made it to the Final 8 in her third year. What did Dawn do in her third year? Did she get to the Elite 8? Hell no. Every season, she surpassed where she was supposed to be. What's the difference? Dawn is older than Coach G. So Dawn was young, just like Coach G. And this is a different era of portal, NIL. Talent is hella better than what it was a few years ago and further. It's way better. And look what she did. But you celebrating, she took an undefeated team, a miracle shot by Camilla that almost shut you down. Like, you saying all of that and you're giving her all this grace. I'm not giving her no grace because you're not getting no grace. You're not getting no grace. You're not giving Coach G nothing. You're not giving her no props. I'm not giving shit to you on that. I don't give a damn. Because that what you just said don't mean nothing to me. It means nothing. Because if you can't see we've done more with less, like, anybody could have coached that team. So no. If you so you're not gonna come over here stealing. No USC Trojan fans are not gonna slide on over to them. You go create your own show, and if you want to take people from my chat, you take them with you because they never were a Trojan. So that's how I feel about it. Because you want me to give grace on. I'm not. No, because that's what's expected. Remember, you're the standard. That's expected. So I expect you to win. I don't want to hear shit if you don't this year. No excuses. You're the standard. Remember? You're the standard. So be the standard and win. Win. Go out and win. And when you claim to be USC or you claim to be the real SC, beat the real, beat the real, because that wasn't fully, we were not fully, you know that. That's why it was created, because of Juju being on this team. So beat the Trojans with Juju Watkins. No, I did not say. I said when she was in her third year, Elite Eight. She's in her fifth. You said, isn't it reasonable because she's in her third year for you not to be sold on her? But you don't see that for the first time in 30 years, this program has become a contender. This program went from, in 30 years, made it to the Elite Eight, but you're not sold on her? But I'm sure you love Coach Ivy, right? You love Coach Ivy and Hannah Hidalgo to death, I bet you, right? But you ain't said shit about her only getting to the Sweet 16 with 4 WNBA players, type players on her team. But you ain't said shit about her not being sold on her. So don't come over here with that. Come on now. That is more than that. You need to check yourself. You need to check yourself as to the reason why you're not sold on her. Because for me, it's a bunch of BS. I'm done talking about it with you. Because until you can figure it out and answer your question of why you're not sold on her, what was it that you were not sold on in somebody's third year when it took, how long, you need to do your research about your own coach. Well, like I said, if you got as many All-Americans as you have, then you should win every year. Gino did it. It's got to be the coaching. It's the coach. Stuck. That's why she got the criticism she got, because she was stuck in that. She was stuck in her old ways, wanting to feed the post, wanting to, when you didn't have a dominant big, everybody kept telling you you're not going to win because that's her system, that's her style. People kept trying to tell you, Gamecocks, you're not going to win. I just listened. I wasn't even invested either way, like what it was going to look like or not look like, But she was stuck on having a big, still is, to play that style of ball. And when you didn't have it, a strong, dominant big, you couldn't do it because you lacked the guard play. You lack elite guards. Well, Don coached at Temple. Okay, what do you know about her before 18 years ago? What one school? Coach Godley has coached at. I'll tell you if you're listening. I'm gonna say it one time for you: UC Santa Barbara, Cal Berkeley, and USC. What is it that's so hard for you to know about her coach? And she was an NBA coach. She took UC Santa Barbara, which you have not ever seen until she had it, get to the tournament. She took Cal to the tournament. She not only took them to the tournament, in her time there, she made the Final Four. And then she went to the NBA, and then she came back to the Trojans. After 1 year, she gets back to the tournament after she starts creating her team. Yeah, I said it. You lack elite guards. High school. You got high school McDonald All-Americans, but in college, your guards are not elite. They weren't elite like that. They weren't elite enough. I'll say that. They're not elite enough to carry them without a big. How about that? You see how that feels? That's how that feels when you say stuff, and I mean it too. And that's where the argument. That's where the argument. That's where the argument stops. You don't you play as a unit. So they're dependent on one another. None of them are like first team All-Americans. None of them are freshman of the year, defensive player of the year, national player of the year. So no, they're not elite. Well, exactly. Right now, you're talking about right now. Exactly. To be fair, Kyrie, that's what we're talking about. If we're talking about right now, and I'm not really talking about right now. I've moved on, and I'm doing a show to talk about what we have coming. I'm not gonna let nobody rain on my parade about what we have coming and what we got going on. You're not gonna rain on my parade, and you know what I'm saying? You're just not, because the whole premise is that what we're building over here, the culture we're building, the culture of winning, what she's done in the years that since she's been here, has been faster. She's been to the Final Four before your coach. When she went, and then she just came from Santa Barbara to Cal and took Cal to the Final Four. Well, you did. You did. You sidetracked, and I'm coming back with an answer and a reply, and I'm gonna make you feel like how it sounds that you're doing. I'm not trying to defend. I'm not trying to refute or defend, but I'm going to say how I feel. And if you say something out of pocket, I'm going to say something out of pocket about your team. It's just that simple, because you're not going to rain on our parade. This is a celebration with Trojan fans, whether you like us or if you hear you like us, we're celebrating right now. We are celebrating. It's time to celebrate. It's time to be on the other side of things. Thank you, Molly. Our teams are solid. And like I say, Coach D does more with less. And if you can't appreciate something like that, then you're a goddamn hater. Straight up. I'm telling you, if the shoe fits, then wear it. Period. Wear it. Oh, she popping up her chest over there. Oh, go to Juice Channel. She talking shit right now. She talking she talking shit right now because you damn right I'm talking shit. Same way you talk shit when you get a recruit, a birdie flying in. You goddamn right. And you're not going to downplay, change the subject, move the goalpost, move the topic. You're not going to do that when I'm celebrating what we got going on, from the men's basketball team to the football team to the women's basketball team, mainly the women's basketball team. You're not going to rain on our parade. You're just not. You're not. And I'm not going to let you. Respectfully, respect her career. Respect her resume. That's what I'm trying to do. I heard they're real rested, like Cece said the other day, right? She came on the show and she told you that, they were rested up, right? And I think that, listen, as a student athlete of not just one sport, myself, 2 sports, you need your rest. You need your sleep. You need your rest. You need your recovery. You need to eat right. It's a lot going on with students. My students are academic All-Americans. What are yours? They're academic, Big Ten winter All-Americans. Probably by the end of the year to be, again, All-Americans, academic All-Americans, okay? We're not just here for basketball. Our girls are getting degrees. We getting our GPAs are high. In the highest, one of the highest academic institutions in the country. Come on now, don't talk to me about nothing. Don't do that. And yes, Molly, she was a good coach prior to USC, but they don't know that. They clearly said it. Well, I didn't know what she did. Well, then why don't you, before you say anything about her, if you knew, you wouldn't say what you're saying. You wouldn't say what you're saying. So, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be back again talking about the USC Trojans. Definitely, I'll be back, I guess, Saturday to watch the first game against Clemson. We're going to go. We're going to fight on. We're going to continue to press on. And then, the goal is to keep on dancing, right? And to keep on dancing. But also, as news is breaking out, I'm trying to keep you posted. And as soon as I get the Ken jersey that's signed for my donation as a winner for the donation to the K Fund, we're all winners when you do that. When you donate and you support a good cause, everyone wins. And that's what I did, and I'm very happy that I did it. Winning a signed jersey from one of my favorite players is like, it's just really just the icing on the cake, and I'm very, very grateful and honored. And I'm going to continue to, I'll continue to speak upon it, because it's a foundation that outside of Ken for K, if Ken for K is not open for continued donations, I suggest you go and donate to the KayYow Foundation. And, be a plug, for the cause of cancer prevention and screenings. It's really important. People are losing their lives because of it. I'm going to hold the season against her. She's done some great things utilizing players like Kara, Laura, even Mendez. Exactly, Kyrie. You got to, that's what the silver lining is. You look on the silver lining, having Juju not there, we got a chance to develop. Jazzy got a chance to play with less, I think. The attention was great on her, but with less pressure of having a superstar beside you and expectations, as you can see how people hold us to this higher standard than they even hold themselves to, which they can get out of here with that. Don't come over here with put in a standard up here, but your standard is here. It makes no sense. And that's why USC hired her, because of her goddamn resume. Okay? Thank you, Molly. You get it. Molly, Brandon, you get it. Thank you. Like, come on, people. Think. Use your head. Don't come over with that sorry narrative. Oh, I just hope she just go get fired. I think she should. I think she's on the chopping block. Man, get out. Don't bring that over here. Don't bring that mess over here. I'm sorry. You don't have a hot take. I'm not giving you a hot take. If I see it, I'm gonna delete it. That's how much I'm not willing to engage in petty, silly conversation, and then turn around and say I don't know much about blah blah blah. You know what? We lost players. I'm not even gonna go through it. You already know what it is. So, yeah. That's how I feel. You know what it is. Good luck to all of you in your tournament run. I see what you said. SC is 17-13, and you lost the SEC tournament. Now what? What's the point of bringing that up? I thought you were going to win the SEC tournament. Oh, but got away. Got away. What happened? You're the standard. You're not supposed to lose, ever. What happened? All right. Love you. I'm out. Peace. And we won the Pac-12 and the regular season Big Ten. I'm out. See you on the next show. Peace.
Around here, this is more than a game. It's family, it's culture, it's legacy. A community that understands the work, respects the grind, and honors the journey. From the hardwood to the highlight moments, to every player chasing greatness. This is where passion grows, where fans become family, where standards are protected, where women's basketball lives. Welcome to Everybody Loves Juju 12.